Hi. I've told this story before, but I've always kind of liked it, about a middle-aged man who goes home to visit his aged parents. And they're sitting one night around the TV, and the mom is sitting in her chair knitting, and he himself is reading a book. And at one point he looks up from the book and he sees that his mom has fallen asleep in her chair, and her head is kind of bobbing and her mouth is open and her glasses are at the tip of her nose and her hair kind of fall around her face. And so he looks over at his dad, and his dad is staring at his mom. And when the dad noticed that he sees him staring at his mom, he says to his son, "Isn't she beautiful?" And so we see that beauty is really in the eyes of the beholder. I was thinking about that as for the last 2 weeks we haven't been able to go into Resurrection Parish Church. And no one has ever said that, "Isn't she beautiful?" But you know, when you're not there for a couple weeks, you start thinking, boy, there's no side I'd like to see better. So I thought today we could give a little tour of the church for those of you who might be missing her. We've been filming from St. Paul's for our Masses, which makes a nice backdrop for the Masses. But for those of you who are missing Resurrection, a little tour today. So while we're looking at the church, obviously we're missing the people, and that's what really makes the church. And we can't wait for the day when we'll all be back here and filling up the pews and singing our hearts out in praise of the Lord, and seeing each other's faces again, and even reaching out and touching each other at the sign of peace. Can't wait for that day. But during these trying times, there's still opportunities for us. The other day I was driving my car and I saw a neighbor walking her dog, and I stopped and talked to her from a safe distance, and she said to me, one thing about this time is that people sure seem more friendly. She said that people stop and talk, and it's sort of like being in the middle of a snowstorm where people actually talk to each other. So I think we should use this time as an opportunity to reach out to one another and really show our concern and care for each other. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my staff. They're all more technical savvy than I am, and I know they're all reaching out to you in many different forms and ways, and I really appreciate that. So thanks to Father Tyler and Deacon George and Stephen, and to Susan and Savannah and Shannon and Kate for all of their efforts of reaching out and keeping in touch with all of you. So I really appreciate all of that, and hope you have a good and safe week, and we'll be in touch.